What up, Solar fam? It's your host of Enter Solar, Ian, sitting down with Richard and John once again. And got a pretty, I know I say this every week, but got a pretty exciting episode for you guys today with some updates on what we've got going in the background. So I know, John, this is kind of your little brainchild and baby that you're coddling right now. So I'm really going to give you the floor to kind of explain. But um, one thing I want to say is the title, and get ready for it, the Solarverse. John, what do we need to know?
All right, guys. So I'm really excited to finally share this. Um, I know I kind of teased Solarverse with a little promo video in the chat, and then I think it got posted on our Twitter. So I'm finally here to give a little bit more information, a little bit more insight. I just want to say sorry about no camera this week. I hope no one complains. But I'm on the road, forgot to bring my webcam, and everyone else was just tired. So here we are. Anyhow, so Solarverse. The community has been asking about NFTs. We took that into consideration. I started reading up more on NFTs. And so we finally want to get ourselves into that space. So essentially, Solarverse is ultimately in its final form going to be a Mortal Kombat style game. And so this is the overall rundown. I'll just touch on Solarverse, and then I'll touch on the team that we're working with and what all of this implies. So with Solarverse, its final form is going to be a Mortal Kombat style game, a fighting game, and we're selling the NFTs. Those NFTs have use cases. You can use them as staking for a Solarverse token, which we will release. And then in the game, there's various characters, and the NFT is required to have access to that specific character. Now, how many characters are there going to be? I don't know off the top of my head, but I can tell you that there are 9 worlds. There's a cloud world, a water world, an ice world, just a couple different worlds to go in this universe. And at the center of that universe is the Solar Forge, which is kind of like, think of it as like the home base. Some would liken it to like God. Um, we hired a we're hiring artists as we speak, and we hired an author to write up a storyline for Solarverse. It's I'm blown away. It's looking pretty good right now. Um, so then regarding everything else that has to do with Solarverse, we were reaching out to other projects who already had their foot in the door as far as NFT experience goes. And we came across a fully doxed, very transparent team. Unfortunately, I can't reveal their name right now, but they were secretly listening in on my AMAs. They're in they're in the community of Solar Dex. They really like what's going on, and then we check them out. We really like what's going on with them too. I can't reveal who it is. They're gonna dox themselves to us. Well, not to us, but to the community closer to lunchtime. But what I will say is, since we're partnering up, this is backed by Solar Dex. Ian, Richard, and I were also going to be running Solar Dex, so don't worry about that. But this specific thing, I got the blessing from the team. I'm going out and I'm kind of taking the head honcho role of Solarverse. So I'm very excited. I think of this as my baby. Um, the one condition though is this other team, because they've been around longer and they have more NFT experience. The one condition is it has to be a project on their home network of Ethereum. Now that might turn some people off, but know that this is all for cross promotion, and any revenue that we take in, well, most revenue that gets taken in is going to be used back for Solar Dex marketing. And so this is also marketing to a completely new user base, a completely new demographic, people on a different network who otherwise wouldn't have came over this way. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Um, let's see here. What else? Um, yeah. Oh, and the dev team. The dev team is fully doxed. We met them through this alliance, and as far as the timeline goes, I would have to say that probably around the end of February. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, everything is subject to change, but it's looking like the end of February for Solarverse to be released. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, I mean, I'm beyond excited about Solarverse. I mean, the Solar Dex is probably the forefront of our focus right now. But like John said, we had a lot of other community members ask about when we're going to get into NFTs. NFTs are on the horizon for us, and the answer to that is yes. And we're doing it in the most careful way that we could with a platform that's really going to explode the NFTs that we can actually produce for everyone and really have that value drive to it too. So I guess my question is, what kind of NFT are you going to have for yourself?
Oh, for myself? Okay, so what kind of character would I be into? I don't know. I guess it's whatever character I'm just an absolute sucker for. So I'm gonna have to see what the artist gets us.
I feel like you should be one of the dwarves in the forge.
You're funny. You're actually hilarious. I'm totally in.
uh, I was gonna say for anyone that doesn't know, John's like 7'2". It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but anyhow, yeah, that's a thought that I've had myself. We've gotten a little bit of work back from the artists that we've onboarded thus far, and man, am I blown away. I'm really liking it. So I'm gonna have to see. I might be attracted to like a certain worlds type of character because, like I said, 9 worlds, 9 different races or species, if you will.
Yeah, and like I know that the artist kind of sent us. I don't want to say a rough draft, but like a final print of what he can do, and dang, is it impressive. And the biggest thing about that is that the quality of the Solarverse is on the high rise, and we're trying to transfer what we're trying to do for the Dex over the Solarverse too. We don't want to release a product that like everyone gives us feedback. Oh, you should have done this. You should have done that. We're doing that all in the forefront and taking all of that into consideration when releasing this, so that the final product for you guys is going to be top notch and a great experience altogether. So, John, I know you said that there's a couple of worlds that have been kind of in the completion stage with storylines and NFTs that might be released on it. Can you give us a little insight on that, or is that kind of on the hush hush right now?
Oh, you mean like the worlds or what?
Yeah, yeah, dude, just give us a little sneak peek if you can. If you can't, totally understand.
Okay, so I actually do have it pulled up right in front of me. At this stage in the game, I wasn't going to be able to give you off the top of my head all the knowledge of all the worlds, but just to go over it basically. So the Solar Forge is existing at the center of the 9 planets. It's the meeting place for all the inhabitants of the Solarverse. Um, the Solar Forge will play a big part in the Solarverse. So then we have a cloud world called Oma. Um, do you guys want me to tell you about the people, like the characters involved?
We'll say that for a later episode. I mean, I just
Okay,
want a
well,
little. I want to dip my toes in the pool. I don't want to go for a full swim yet. I know that's on the horizon, so I kind of want to kind of take it in stride and have the excitement build up for myself at least. But I know that I'm really looking forward to it. I've seen the blueprint, the white papers for it, and honestly, guys, this is going to be huge. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so much fun to see where the Solarverse can really go to as well.
yeah, yeah, I agree. This is newer to me than decentralized finance. Period. I mean, NFTs are something very new to me, and I'm very blessed and grateful to have this team to work with. So anyway, regarding the worlds, there's a Solar Forge, there's a Cloud World, we have a Dream World, Vanishing World, an Abyssal World, an Ice World, a Water World, and a Jungle World. So with that very, very brief knowledge, stay tuned because I'm not going to give it all away right now.
And that I don't expect. So no, dude, like honestly, the jungle world, I love the jungle. I want to be an NFT with a loincloth. So I guess my picture that's been a meme for the past couple of weeks now, that might be an actual NFT. So I'm kind of excited about that. But I know Richard had some things on his mind too. So I want to give Richard a little bit of a platform to ask those as well.
Yeah, thanks, Ian. So, I mean, to piggyback off what John said, he has our blessings to do this. So, currently, right now, Solarverse is it's going to be a large project. It's not just like, hey, the solar team's doing this. It's the solar team, new devs, and a big Ethereum project all banding together pooling our resources together to launch this huge NFT project. Like John said, there's going to be 9 worlds. There's going to be male and female species. One of the ideas that was brought up that I'm really hyped for is the god of the Solarverse. So as John said, these NFTs will actually have a legitimate use case behind them. One, you'll be able to stake your NFTs. And going back to the god of the Solarverse thing, there's going to be 9 planets. Each planet, we will onboard an artist to run his project, and each planet will have its own currency. So if you guys buy this quote unquote God NFT, you'll be able to essentially get all the world's currencies. So we're trying to start off with the Forge NFT first, which will be huge for anyone who gets it. John has a complete blessing to do this. I tasked him out a while ago to go research NFTs and see how this could be beneficial. NFT sales on Ethereum are a lot higher than Solana. Solana is catching up, but the big money is on Ethereum. So that's literally the only reason I agree to this. And the team has the experience in Ethereum. So it's a good marketing tactic as well. So not only will we be able to raise funds for Solar Dex, because the team here at Solar gets a kickback, of course, but we also get to appeal to a broader audience, being the Ethereum network. So really excited for this.
Yeah, I agree with everything. Very, very excited. I just know that people have been asking a lot, and things are still a work in progress. Don't get me wrong, but this is coming together very, very well. Very, very excited. And the possibility is final form of a crypto game, Mortal Kombat style. That's like my favorite type of thing ever. So I'm very, very hyped.
And how do NFTs come into play with this game?
Like I covered at the beginning. So NFT.
Yeah, sorry.
No, okay. It's okay. There's use cases such as staking for the Solarverse token, and whatever character you would use in that game, the NFT is required to have access to that character.
Bam. So 3 use cases right off the bat. This isn't just some like JPEG image someone's trying to sell for $1,000. This is like a legit NFT with an awesome use case. 3 awesome use cases.
Yeah. Side question, if anyone in the community is interested in just buying random JPEGs of hiking photos, let me know.
And on that side note, I still have the NFT of my face available if anyone's interested.
Yeah, I think we should just make random things. I'll make a face NFT.
Like I said, man, that meme of me's been blowing up in the community. So hey, might as well put it to use. Am I right?
Sell it.
Fully docs coming to you.
Yeah, stake it for fully docs.
On a serious note, though, like for the solar community as well, this is a huge stepping stone for us too. Not only because these funds will help the Solar Dex and be used for the marketing and really blowing this project up more than it has, but at the same time, this is going to help drive the coin and the coin price too. So with us marketing to the Ethereum user base as well, this is going to be a huge like cross-chain, cross-platform compatibility with, hey, we have the Solarverse. Let's look into solar a little bit more, just because obviously as heading this project will be one of the currencies in one of the worlds. We're still figuring out how that's going to be incorporated from my understanding. But because of that, there's going to be a lot of traffic driven to solar. So I know all the people right now are really huddling this for the dev or for the Dex to come out. And honestly, that's the right move right now. I know we kind of talked about this last week in our podcast with the AMA, but if you look at your wallets right now, we're definitely on the down dip, but it's going to bounce back. And the more we huddle, the bigger it gets too.
100%. Solar's holding strong.
Yeah, we're up 5%.
Yeah, kudos to the community. I really want to give you guys a shout out. I know I always like to mention the community, but you guys are literally the backbone of this project too, and that's why we're really taking try to make it the best, like I said, user experience possible for you guys, because you guys have been awesome throughout this whole process, and we're trying to do right by you guys. So kudos to you guys. Shout out to you guys for just holding strong and really making solar a backbone of crypto as of right now too.
Yeah, and shout out to Roy, because every comment, man, yesterday, he just boosted the price. So, Roy, I know you're listening. I know you're like, where's that guy's beautiful face? But thank you, Roy. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You rock, man.
Roy, let's go, Roy.
Mythical price pumping creature, Roy.
Yeah, let's have a Roy NFT.
Yeah. What do you think Roy looks like?
Like Timmy from South Park.
Oh.
Timmy.
Timmy, Timmy living a lie.
For the metadata, you can change the color of his helmet.
Okay.
Do I smell multiple NFTs for Roy? I don't know.
Dude, he'd be an OP character in Solarverse.
He'd be like the watcher of the Solarverse. He's like just making sure everything's running smooth, asking where people's faces are, bumping up that price out of nowhere. So thank you, Roy. We all thank you.
The watcher only watches like 5 minutes a week.
Yeah, I thought you were the watcher, Ian.
I mean, I totally could be. How do you think? How would you like that face kind of looking at you every day going, hey, how's it going?
Actually, yeah, that's actually perfect.
That would be pretty cool, like make you like the god character.
I mean,
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I like that idea actually. So,
Oh.
So full disclosure, I will be helping advise Solarverse, and I disapprove of that.
well, hey, good thing I can change your mind pretty easily. I like to think.
Good luck.
He's like, oh, what are you talking about?
Yeah, good. Okay.
NFT coming near you. Ian as the god of the Solarverse. Here we are. That loincloth is coming in strong and probably hanging pretty low at that point.
I'd like a loincloth character. I think that NFT would be pretty cool.
We're not turning this gay porn Solarverse. It's just think aliens.
Aliens with loincloths.
Yeah.
All right. But on a side note, so I'm sure people have seen me change my picture. So he will be one of the characters. He will be one of the guardians of the multiverse. Another contingency of Solarverse and using our branding was it will come to Solana. We will have Solarverse on Solana. And that's where the solar token will come into play, as Ian mentioned. So mine is character is kind of like the gatekeeper. He allows entrance into the multiverse, aka other networks.
The Handel or the boatman of the Solarverse, Richard.
Yes.
Well, all right, he's cool. He ain't my character. I need like some cool. All right, you know what? Fuck it. Loincloth sound cool. I'll take the loincloth character.
Coming near you. All three of us in loincloths.
Yeah.
Good thing I work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to start that.
Yeah. Two of us will look jacked in a loincloth.
Catch me flexing on these hoes.
Hey.
I digress.
I hope my mama isn't listening.
Well, she'll find out soon enough what we've been cooking. Some loincloths.
Loincloth. Yeah.
Anything else we should know about though? I mean, like we've all said, like this is huge. This is a big project that we're making sure is going to be top-notch experience for anyone part of the Solarverse, which hopefully is everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd love it. As much of the community is willing, and hopefully all of you are, as many of you as you want to get into. I'm stumbling over words. I'm tired, man. I'm sorry. It's late here, Eastern Standard Time. Why do we always do this at night? Anyhow, I've exhausted pretty much all the concrete information that I can share. but this is looking to be very huge. I didn't understand how big NFTs were.
Yeah, NFTs are growing huge, and that's why when we keep getting questions about it, we're like, hey, we should probably check this out and make sure that we can do this in the future too. So we have a large scope on our vision for Solar Dex and for the Solarverse and everything that we can do on these platforms too. So Solar Dex is going to be out in the space for a while, and by a while, I mean our goal is to be the Uniswap, Pancake Swap of the Solana network, and we're making all the moves to make sure that actually happens too.
It will
So
happen.
yeah, I know we've covered the Solarverse. So, I mean, to end off this podcast, I just want to kind of give the community a little bit updates on Solar Dex too, with the staking platforms and everything. So, I'm going to hand it off to Richard as he's been diligently working away on that end too. So, what are the biggest thoughts to leave off with on Solar Dex alone?
Yeah, so definitely. Right before this call, all three of us went in and tested it. So we did have a couple of revisions that are going to be hopefully corrected overnight. Tomorrow, I'm opening up the beta staking to there's like 5 or 6 people, so they can come in, test it out, see what they see what they don't like. Then I can use their feedback if necessary. But other than that, that's pretty much done. I mean, testing out the contracts tonight, the contracts work perfectly. There was just some wording on the website that I wanted to change, but I'm excited for it. And I'm more excited for it because I don't have to manually send out tokens anymore. So
Let's go.
yeah, that's been fun.
Yeah, sending out tokens manually, as much as that sounds like I can't put words together either. As much
Well, you
fun
want
as
to try
that
it this
sounds.
weekend?
Hey, don't dare me. Don't double dog dare me because I probably won't do it still.
Yeah, I know.
It's not that I can't. It's more of the principle of, hey, this is why we have those smart contracts in place.
But yeah, I'm mostly excited for that. It'll be automated, so we don't have to do anything. Everything looks good. And yeah, that's the big update. We shared some teasers for it today, so pretty excited. It's a good day. The market crashed to hell. Solar holding strong. Um, Lunar Crush, the biggest social media platform for crypto, users voted us as the top 10 most bullish projects on Solana. So that's huge. That's a big honor. We finally got listed on the Solana ecosystem, and we got listed twice for some reason. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but that's another huge win. Overall, it seems like week after week, we're having really good momentum. Once the Dex is out, it's like full steam ahead.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for it. So I know staking, we're working on that. It's going to be released very soon. What about the Dex altogether? I know this has been a primary focus for demand, but I know the Dex is the biggest threshold that we've got hanging on in the balance right now. So any updates on the Dex itself?
Yeah, so I posted a technical updates, so people hopefully read that. But just to give a quick recap, we actually got approached by, I think I'll say top 25 now because the market's jacked. Top 25 crypto project who does billions of dollars in volume. They reached out and I was like, this is definitely one of those scams. But sure enough, I did my due diligence. I researched them out. Talked to other developers who worked with them in the past, and they verified it. So we had the call with them. They're also US based. They like us. We like them. We both had similar mindsets for DeFi. They're looking to branch into the Solana network, and they caught interest of Solar Dex. And basically, we're going to be partnering with one another. We're still working on the agreements and technicality of all that. But as far as that goes, it's pretty much set in stone. So I'm pretty excited. Relayed this news to the dev team. We're all in a group chat with one another now. So we're working hand in hand with them. Regardless, we still need to integrate some of their technicalities into the exchange, which shouldn't be too overly difficult. But we are still on track for a full beta launch to everyone mid-February.
Perfect. Yeah, and with this partnership too, once again, it's for security measures as well. We're trying to make this a safe space where every investor can have that longevity for equitability. So this is just another safety measure that we're putting in place for the community. And honestly, that call that we had with this partnership, not going to release until it's finalized, but um, nothing but good things are coming from it. And we are taking a good look at it too to see how it can integrate and making sure that we can release it once the Dex is launched too. So this is in tandem with the Dex launch, not going to hold anything up either.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've had hundreds of calls ever since we started Solar, and it was probably my favorite one. The team was really cool, guys really knowledgeable, definitely same mindsets. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, the biggest thing that perked my interest is the actual experience working with Dexes and shedding more light on exactly what they've done in the past to make it successful too. So right now, like we said in the previous podcast, we're looking for big partnerships that are going to make a huge impact on the Dex itself. And this is one of those big projects that's going to have a huge impact on what we can do with co-marketing, with putting in security measures, with actually having some feeds going straight to the users themselves. So this partnership is going to be huge for the longevity of the Dex as well. So, like I said before, like I say, I'm excited a lot, but this actually, like, this gets me more excited just because once again, we're doing all the right things and making sure that we can actually put things in place for the community, and so everyone can actually prosper with this too. So, big partnership coming up. Not going to release it until it's finalized, but that's on the horizon too.
And with that being said, we also have another decently sized Ethereum project who's migrating over to Solana. John, I know you took lead on that, so we're about to finalize that partnership as well, which is also good news.
Yeah, it's very good news. All these partnerships have been going on, both the ones that we can and cannot reveal at this time. It's amazing. I never once imagined that we were gonna. If you took me back a year and a half, 2 years, and told me that all this was going to be going on, and we were going to be talking to the people that we're talking to, and we were going to have the following that we do, it would have been a really hard sell, but it's amazing.
Yeah, no one really could have predicted all this happening, and with all the actual momentum that we have with the project too, dude. Like you said, if someone asked me like even a year ago, like, "Hey, do you think you're going to be a part of something that's going to be revolutionary like this?" I would have been like, "I don't know, probably not." But then, kudos to Richard for bringing us both on to this project too, and us being able to contribute like we have, because nothing but good things on the horizon, and like the sky's the limit right now. Like the Solarverse is not the limit, but it's increasing that limit like no other.
Oh yeah, and don't forget that this is a good time for things to launch right now with the market and all.
Yeah, with that being said, in Solarverse and their token, I know one of the conditions was there's going to be a private sale for liquidity purposes. And for the private sale, it'll literally only be Solar holders and their communities holders. And you may be thinking like, oh man, another private sale. Though, like this is good. They have millions of dollars in volume. This is definitely a strategic move. So we're excited about that. And that was also one of their conditions as well.
Yeah, when we said that we're trying to partner with the large projects, like this is it. We're actively doing it, actively searching them out. And not only that, the thing that really encourages me is that they're seeking us out too. So now that we have that kind of traction, we're getting these bigger partnerships to really help blow this thing up. Like I said, bigger than it already has. So this is nothing but good news. And honestly, there's no negatives I could even try to pinpoint on these kind of partnerships happening too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we created this alliance, technically probably the largest project in this alliance. Um, we still want to partner with smaller projects, kind of pick their brains, everyone utilize each other's resources. But gratefully and thankfully, we're to a point now where we need to push past that. We need to partner up with these large projects. Strategically, it just makes sense to do. And of course, you saw it a couple of weeks ago. We partnered with Soul Casino. Gambling was never on the roadmap for the solar token, but we partnered with them. They incorporated solar into their DApp, and now you can play blackjack, poker, slots with solar. That's a whole new use case none of us would have predicted. And we're trying to incorporate solar as like a legitimate form of digital currency where you could utilize this in all sorts of means and fashions. So I'm excited to see where solar is in the next month, the next year, and what other capabilities it can do.
Yeah, the use cases are through the roof right now. And so, like Richard said, like the Soul Casino, we never even thought about having our currency on a casino. So that's like one of the like aha moments that we had where it's like, what else can we do? And going off of the big project partnerships, that's what we're looking for. The whole, hey, we didn't even know we could do this. Let's find an established person and make this happen. So we're actively out there searching for those projects. And like Richard said too, we're treading that fine line of, hey, we got these big partnerships, but we're still looking at these quote unquote smaller projects that are really great ideas, helping blow them up too. And the biggest thing about this alliance is that, hey, we have all these resources now. Like not only us as a resource, but we have all these devs that are great at certain aspects that, hey, we just don't have that kind of experience. And that's the whole thing of this alliance. It's all these projects with great ideas coming together and really making use cases out of these tokens too. But now that I'm off my high horse, anything else that we need to mention before we hop off?
Nothing from my end. I think we're all set. Richard, what about you?
Yeah, I think we did a good job covering everything. I'm good on my end.
Beast. All right, well, guys, hey, we thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Intersolar podcast. And once again, like, subscribe, and share this everywhere just because the good news travels fast and it goes as fast as you guys can. So I appreciate the time, Richard, John. It was great speaking with you guys again. And until next week, tune in to Intersolar and we'll see you at launch.
All right, have a good one, guys.
Take care.